you recommend Nano Soma to people? Why do you recommend that one?
Well, because of my immune system's challenge, again, going back to the root canal, it's been a long road to return to that normal state of health and balance. So I was introduced to Nano Soma through a friend of mine, and I thought, well, why not? So I also found is that according to Raghu, who's the inventor of Nano Soma, that ideally, whatever the issue you have, you should be thinking about doing Nano Soma for at least a month for every year. So now dealing with something for well over 30 years, I'm thinking, okay, I need to do Nano Soma for at least 30 months, maybe 36 months. As it is, I'm currently at month 18, coming up in October, so it's month 17 now. And I have seen slow changes. The one thing I can point to specifically is one toenail looks new, which it's taken this 16 months to completely clear out whatever was going on underneath it. The other thing that I found personally is that all the viral issues that I had growing up and into adulthood have been cleared out. As a kid, I loved to eat peanut butter sandwiches and Nestle's Quick glass of milk after school. That was my go-to, long before Starbucks came along or anything else that a kid could walk to. So the chocolate and the sugar and the peanut butter is high in arginine. So I did guess, like once every month or so, I'd get a canker sore. And, I asked my parents about it. They said, oh, it's just something, it just is. And okay, so, nearly 55 years later, I started the Nano Soma a year ago, April, and I noticed a few things show up. And I go, well, that's interesting. But then it would come to pass, not come to stay. I had an outbreak of shingles, which I was not expecting. Who knew? I had chickenpox as a kid. I'm one of those people who actually got chickenpox in my generation rather than getting a chickenpox vaccine. So it didn't exist when I was a kid. So having the chickenpox show up, or the shingles, using the Nano Soma to get through it as quickly as possible, both topically and orally, I bumped it up to like 20 and 30 sprays a day. And within just a couple, 3 weeks, it was gone. And all the other stuff that I found, the little canker sores from eating chocolate, that kind of stuff, that's gone. So my personal experience has been over that first 6 months, 7 months, is all the viral issues that I've been dealing with, and some I never even knew of, were gone. It was just wonderful. So I have had that. I've also used it in my eyes. I've used it up my sinuses, and topically. And yeah, I've been very pleased. I plan to be at least on it, at least for that third year. And so I'm going through about a bottle to 2 bottles every month.
That's beautiful. I'm glad you mentioned the eyes. The last 3 days, my eyes have been reading apps on my phone that I normally can't read without my reading glasses. And I'm like stunned. I'm like, I'm reading it. And I can't point to a single thing of why, because I'm doing so many things, but getting an improvement in eyesight, that's such a gift. It's just, it's so amazing. And, again, I want to keep underscoring like this community, these thoughts, these messages we share with each other, these products that we're using together, this way of life that we're creating is all about generating a stronger connection to an infinite, miraculous, loving, unified field that is the basis of life, that's underneath everything that man has built on top of it. And so all we're doing is remembering and going back. If you look at Nano Soma, the ingredient used to be in food, and it's not anymore. And if you look at the Aqua Energizer, it's simply putting water through a vortex spin with specific mathematics and geometry. Those shapes and those spins, those are fractured and made chaotic by all the EMF and by the chemtrails and by the GMOs and the TVs and the computers and everything. And I just love that we're gathering around the different ways to create the world we want to live in. And so I don't know what made my eyes better, but I'm really thankful. I'm really, really thankful.